Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you a tutorial of how to do a classic set step by step. It's going to be a full tutorial and I'm going to show you everything that I use when I'm doing lashes, and we're going to talk about step by step ways that you guys can get better at doing lashes. So to start off, I wanted to show you guys my setup, and it's basically I have a mirror over here and it's really like a clip-on mirror. But I got it off Amazon, and everything that I'm using today is going to be in my Amazon storefront. So I'm going to show you exactly where to get it from. I'm going to link it in the description below. And then the products that you see that have an F and a B on them, those are my personal products from my product line, Flashy Beauty. And that's going to be available on my website. So I'll link it below. If you're starting off doing lashes, this is going to be your setup. The mannequin head is going to be a multi-layer lash line. So they come with just the mannequin head, and I already put the lids in, but these are the other practice lids that they come with. So you guys can do multiple sets, and instead of just having one strip of lashes, these have 2 to 3 layers, because that's how a natural person's lashes are. You're gonna have more than just one layer of lashes. So these lids give us a lot more lashes to work with, so it's more realistic. And then we have our lash shampoo. This is a foam lash shampoo, and it lasts a really long time. So if you guys need lash shampoo, this is gonna be on my website. Our tweezers are fiber tip, perfect for beginner. If you look at like the tip, how like pointy they are, this is what's going to really help you isolate. Like, you need super pointy tweezers like this, especially if you're a beginner. So that is my isolation tweezer. This boot tweezer is also a fiber tip tweezer, and it helps you grip. There are little lines in the inside right there, and those lines are like a grid, and they really grip up the lashes. So this set goes together, and that is going to be my pickup tweezer. So they're so cute because they say don't stop dreaming big, and I really don't lash without these tweezers. We're going to be using our lash trays, so I kind of already peeled some off of this tray, and then this is just what a full tray looks like. If you guys order them, the full trays look like this. So you got all your numbers on the right hand side. Your numbers talk about lengths, so it's going to be how long each of these rows are. And then we're going to have a mirror. We're going to have the under eye pads, and this is just used to isolate the bottom lashes from the top lashes when you're lashing. A glue ring. This is also on my Amazon store. I just love the heart glue rings because they help me. And then different tapes. You could use NextCare tape. This is NextCare. And then this is also like different lashing tape, but just pick the tape that works best for you. And then we're gonna get started. Okay. So guys, the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna take these off just to show you how to put them on, because I had an issue putting these on at first. But basically it comes like this. The strips are already glued to the lid, so you don't have to like glue the strips anymore. And then you can kind of push this down, put the bottom layer in first, and you're just squeezing it into the hole. And then you poke it. You could use the tweezers for this or your fingers, but then you got it in, and you do the same thing to both sides. So anytime your clients come in, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is wash their lashes. So I'm gonna show you exactly how to do a lash bath, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I use. So all right, so for a lash bath, you're gonna wanna have some type of cloth, because you're gonna need to pour water on them. This is a water dispenser. You can get this off Amazon too. It's in my storefront, and they're really cheap. You can get like 2 for like $5. So come in with the shampoo, shake it up. It's gonna be a foam cleanser. And then when you're doing a lash bath, you just need like 1 pump. You don't really need much. One pump is good. Then you can come in and just brush them. Make sure you're brushing the shampoo in between the lashes so that you're making sure you're getting any like residue or any dirt out. And then I like to do that because I just don't like my wands to have soap in them. So since this is a mannequin, I can't, well, I'm gonna lift it up, but when your client is there, you can tell them turn your head to the right. And then while their head is to the right, you're just going to splash it with water and try and catch, like that just got messy. But try and catch the water. And then, yep. So always remember, working on a mannequin is going to be a little different than when you work on a client, just because you can't really have them work with you, right? So that's going to bother me, but we're going to go through with it. These pink covers are dental bibs, and they're also on my Amazon store. So I like to use these to put them on your lash bed or put them on the recliner, because I have a recliner. And just because different people have like different oils and stuff in their head, it really helps protect the chair, the bed, the recliner. So yeah, I got a fresh one because that was going to bother me the whole video. All right, let's put our setup back on. And you guys, I'm trying to talk and narrate at the same time and do this video. So I'm just trying to focus on a lot of things. So bear with me. So right now I'm using Lashes on Fleek glue, and it's called Hulk Hold. This is for more like advanced lash techs, and it dries in like half a second. So I would recommend using, I mean, you could use this glue. It just dries really fast. But if you're having a hard time with placing the lashes, then I would start with a different glue because this glue dries really fast. So I do have beginner glues on my Amazon storefront as well. But I always tell people, like, start with a fast glue so that you can get used to lashing faster. But anyways, this is a glue shaker on Amazon. And then you just put your glue in there, shake it up. Make sure you're shaking it so that everything kind of blends together. And at first I was like, oh my God, a glue shaker? People are so lazy. But after 7 years of doing lashes, I don't want to shake my glue. So, glue's shaking up, right? We get our glue ring, and our glue ring is going to be on your non-dominant hand, first finger. So you want to aim it like this because your fists are usually up against whatever platform you're on. So glue ring is going to be on non-dominant finger, and we already shaked up the glue nozzle. So make sure the lashes are dry. This fan is also on my Amazon storefront. You want to always start your sets with dry, clean lashes. I'm just brushing them up. And we're going to pretend that we washed both of their lashes, or both of her lashes. And then we come in with the under eye pads. These are also on my Amazon storefront. Now, in real life, you're going to pretend that their bottom lashes are going to be under these pads. It comes with 2 of them. So you want to separate them. And there should be 2 like this. So we're going to put them on and put them underneath the lashes that we're working on. It's a little harder to do this on a mannequin, but just for practicing, I like to do the whole like thing, you know, like I don't like to skip parts even if it is a mannequin, because if you're trying to learn and you're a beginner, we want to pretend like this is an entire set that we're doing. So these pads go up underneath the lashes. And some of them can get stuck under. You just have to like pick them out with a tweezer. And I'll show you how. All right, so now that's on. So now we're gonna get the lashes that fell under there. You have to be careful because they're so sensitive. And matter of fact, don't even put it so close to the inner corner. Let's pull it out a little bit so it looks more like that. Just press it up against the mannequin head, and then we're gonna go in and map. So when it comes to mapping, you think of like the different styles that you want to use or what style you're gonna have on your client. There are a lot of advanced and different mappings, but if you're a beginner, just stick to the basics so that you understand how to even map, and then from there I would say pick up on different styles. So we are going to keep it simple, and we're going to do 10s. We'll do a cat eye look on this mannequin, so we'll go up to, let's say, 14s. So we'll do 10s, 11, 12, and skip one to get to 14 to make it look more dramatic. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. Your lines don't have to be 100% perfect. Like, nobody will notice if it's an inch off. 11, we'll do 14s on the outside to get that dramatic cat eye effect. And then we did 12s here, and then just kind of space it off. So now this basically talks about the lengths that we're going to use in each one of these sections to get the effect that we want. So I twisted my mannequin a little to the side because that's the direction that I'm in. And then you will set up your lash stone to be in order. I have mines in 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16s. And then I always like label my stones so that I remember. I keep them like this. I don't take them off every time, just so that when you get another client, it's already set up. So these are C.18. They're a little bit thicker, but they're really good for practicing, and they give you like a more dark effect so that you can see the difference in the lashes that you're putting on compared to their natural lashes. So once you get your stone set up, you can get the stones on Amazon too, or you can just go to Home Depot and get some bath towels, because this one's a bath towel and I think it was like 50 cents. But so when you go to start your stone up, I did want to show you this because in a lot of my classes, my students kind of get confused as to how these like strips come off of the trays. It's basically you get the tweezer, and I use the isolation tweezer. You pick at the side, pick up the number, and the whole entire strip comes off. The back of them are foil, and I really like this foil because it makes it really easy to work with. And then you kind of just put them on and set them up from lowest to highest. So I'm gonna put this one back in because we don't need it. And sometimes you do have to kind of like flick the sides to get the foil to remove. But once you see the foil, you know that you got the strip. So next we're going to use our glue. We already shook it up. So we're going to use just like 1 or 2 dots. We don't need that much. Should look like that. And okay, so now we have our glue and we're ready to start lashing. The way that you set up your tweezers is your non-dominant hand is going to be your isolating hand. So I'm right-handed and my pickup tweezer is always in my right hand. So isolation on your non-dominant hand with your glue ring, and then your pickup tweezer is going to be in your dominant hand so that you can pick up with them. So we're going to start off with isolation, and if you never heard of what isolation means, it just means that you're isolating just only one lash at a time. So that's the goal. Like you can only work on one lash at a time because we don't want to cause damage on the natural lashes, and we want these lashes to last. So when you start clumping them up on a bunch of different lashes, then they don't really last as long. So I'm going to start attaching the extensions onto the natural lash like that. And you'll just follow the number system. So like these are 11s in here. So I'm going to my stone and I'm peeling one lash up like this. You dip it in the glue about halfway, and then you want to attach it right onto the natural lash like this. So just to get a little closer so you guys can get a little better view, I'm going to isolate. And you can use both tweezers to isolate. You'll know that you have more than one lash because they'll be too thick. So like that's one natural lash. And then I'll come in with the extension, dip it about halfway, and then put it, you can put it on top, on the side, on the bottom, whatever feels comfortable, but as long as it's attached at the base, like, there you go. You can always like tap it from the top, like tap the lashes from the top, but I'm gonna go on this eye so you guys can get a different view. And I'm just gonna go with my 11s and dip it in the glue and then put it either on the side or on top, whatever works. So you give it about a second or two. I like to leave it open for just like a second or two, just to make sure that the glue is drying and they're not like sticking to the rest of the lashes. So this process alone could take you a lot longer if you're new to doing lashes because you're not comfortable with holding the tweezers. You do have to practice like picking up the lashes off of the stone too. But the more you do it, it creates like muscle memory and you'll get better at actually applying them. So I jump back and forth when I'm doing my sets because one, I like them to be even, and two, I like them to dry as much as they can. And even though the glue is supposed to dry in half a second to a minute, I sometimes feel like it doesn't always dry that fast. So I just feel like it's best to just jump back and forth. But that's me. And you'll find your different preferences that you like. So the tweezers are a really, really big deal. Like when I first started doing lashes, I had tweezers from like this Amazon kit that I bought. And I did lashes for, I would say like a year before I invested in like really good tweezers that I bought off of somebody else. And when I started noticing the difference in my sets or how easy it was to lash with different tweezers, I was like, oh my goodness, like I was never really that slow. It was my tweezers. So I really would recommend you get fiber tip tweezers, and our bundle of these tweezers that I'm using right now is on the website, so you can get both for the price of one. And then you just keep on repeating the same process. So when I have my isolation going down, you do have to keep pressure on the extensions to keep them open, because it's like a lot to do if you're not used to it. So you're going to continue the process, and when it comes to timing, don't overthink the time. You know, like it's gonna take you a while, especially like the first or second time you do it. Even up until that first year, it might take you a long time before you just get used to like doing the lashes. And that's why it's important to practice, because like the more you practice, obviously the better you're gonna get. But yeah, so we're gonna keep on with the same process, and then your mapping just depends on you. You know, like it just depends on what style you're gonna do on your client and it really depends on what they request. But when you're isolating, I always start, well, I wouldn't say always, but I like to start on the top half of the lashes, because I just think like it's easier to isolate from the top and then make your way down with your tweezer. So that looks basically something like this. Isolate at the top and then push the tweezer down, and then put pressure down on your client, but just make sure that it's not hurting them, because sometimes you can put too much pressure down and that will hurt them. So we're just going to continue on going in. We're isolating, and I'm just picking up the lashes and placing them down. So some of the things that I struggled with when I was a beginner lash tech is, one, isolation. So the way that I got better at isolating was, one, I started using different tweezers, and two, I started just practicing isolating. So you don't always need clients to practice, and that's the reason why I wanted to make this video with a mannequin head, because you could do all different styles on the mannequins. So make it easier on yourself and work on a mannequin. That way you don't have to worry about booking somebody and, you know, doing all that extra work as a beginner lash tech. You'll notice like sometimes the lashes will fall over. You can either straighten them, or other times you just need to put a lash on the lash next to it to help it stand up. And then once you do that, they should get a little more balance, because sometimes they do fall over. So we're going to continue on the lashes, and since I'm so far, it's kind of like hard to see the lashes, but I want you guys to be able to see the video. But I usually have my head a lot closer to the client so that I can see the natural lashes. But yeah, just putting them on top. You can swipe the glue up and down too, like when you're getting ready to attach. So this is what that looks like. You would isolate a lash, and then you get the extension, you drop it in the glue, and sometimes you'll notice it has little dots because you didn't swipe the edge, and that's okay. Just swipe those dots up and down the extension, just like small movements like that, and then attach them. There you go. And that's just letting the glue get up and down the natural extension, and it's going to help it to last longer and bond better. So we're switching to 11s now, and the shorter you get with the mannequin heads, I feel like it gets just like a little more complicated, because I would usually tape up the sides of the inner corners, and like use a piece of tape and pull them open so that you can get to the inner corners. But it's still good practice if you're doing the middle, and you can still like get the point of like how to do them, how to like dip the glue in the lashes. And so you can also like swipe the sides if you feel like there's too much glue residue, and then tap the top if you notice like the lashes fall over, because remember, you have like a second or two to make the lashes stand up before the glue dries. So we're gonna open up this 12, I'm gonna dip it in and tap it like how we talked about. And then I'm gonna go to the outer edge here and start off with a base over here. I think once you get your base in, it just makes it easier to lash around it. And by the base, I mean just like putting a couple lashes in different areas. So, oh, that one fell on me. So another thing too is, if it takes you too long to save a lash, just get a new one. Okay guys, so we're gonna repeat the process over and over again. Just make sure that if you get any glue on your tweezers, that you stop and clean the glue off, because that will stop you from being able to use the tweezers the right way. But you just keep going in with your isolation. Remember, taking your time, and then you'll start noticing the lashes are starting to fill up. Now, if you want to see how it's going so far and what your lashes look like, get the little mirror, and then you can look from underneath and then see the extensions that you put on already. And you'll see like the direction they're going in, and that'll help you like feel good about yourself and know what your set really looks like. Remember, you got that 1 second to tap these lashes up and make them straight. If they fall, that's okay. And then when you're working on a regular client, do not skip the inner corners. Okay, y'all, so I am just going to lash. This is a good time to put you on a podcast, like music or anything that you like to listen to, and just get in your zone. If your clients are awake, you can talk to them if you feel comfortable talking with them, or if not, just put some music on. If you want your clients to go to sleep, I suggest you put some relaxation music on, because that'll really doze them off, especially if they're comfortable. But one thing I do want you guys to know is pay attention to the temperature of the adhesive and the guidelines, because if your adhesive is not working right, then it's going to dry too slow, dry too fast, and you just want it to be a smooth time while you're doing lashes. So every adhesive has instructions, either when you buy them online or on the box. Make sure you pay attention to those, because for years I used to ignore it and then wonder why my retention was like not good. So I'm gonna do 11s over here, and then I probably will start focusing on one eye at a time from this point on, just so that I could get the full effect of one entire eye, and then I'll be able to show you guys. So I am going to continue lashing, guys, and once I get closer to the end, I'm going to show you guys exactly how they look and how to wrap it up, dry them off, and then you'll be ready and you'll have your first classic set. Okay, so remember that when we talked about getting into the inner corners is going to be a little more difficult on a mannequin. Don't be scared to move your mannequin, especially when you're getting towards those inner corners, because you could always move your chairs and have your clients move their heads while you're lashing too. So it's not a bad habit to get used to. Now, when it comes to coverage, it really just depends on the look that you're going for. If your clients want something real natural, then I wouldn't cover 100% of their natural lashes. But if they want a classic set that's more dramatic and gives more of like that mascara look, then you want to start filling in more lashes. But as you go, you can peek in with the mirror and just see what they look like, you know, and then see what sections you should be like filling more in. Because you don't want to get stuck just filling the same section the whole time, because then that's going to make one section look darker than the rest of them. So I think like doing that, people ask me like, is it hard to do lashes? And I wouldn't say it's hard. There's so many different things to learn. And that's why I tell people like definitely take a class. Like don't just try to guess it. Even watching videos on YouTube and stuff like that, they really help you out. Like I wish I could have watched this video when I was starting out. But when you start noticing like you're struggling in different areas, don't just try to guess it, you know, because there's just a lot to learn. So I mean, I can't even talk. I created an ebook for beginner lash techs this year, and it talks about like how to market yourself, how to get more clients. Like I have a whole chapter on gaining clientele, because that was a really hard thing for me to do, because I didn't know that much about business when I started. And like, it's like you learn how to do the lashes, but then it's like, okay, how am I going to get the clients? So I was like, I'm going to make the book with everything that I wish I knew when I first started. And it talks about like social media and how like a lot of my my posts went viral, and just like how to create content so that people can see you and, you know, you get the word out there. Because there are a lot of lash techs right now, but don't let that make you feel like you won't get clients or like you won't be a good lash tech, you know, because there's enough people for everybody. It's just the amount of time that you put in and how much you're willing to dedicate to your business. That's what really matters. So yeah, the ebook talks about like gaining clients, how to pick like if you're going to be home based or, you know, get a suite, or how you're going to choose your location. It talks about posting. It talks about understanding your social medias. It really just talks about everything. So I'm going to link the book below too. So if you guys feel like you need help in those areas, then my ebook will definitely help you. And it's an instant download. You get it the same day to your email. So I had people ordering and they're like, when is my book gonna get here? I'm like, it's in your email. So yeah, y'all get it the same day on your email. And then so like these inner corners are fighting me right now. So you just gotta be a little more patient with the inner corners. But like, so if you can see, it's just the same process going all the way through. And after a while, you just get used to doing it. Like, it gets easier and easier, just like anything else. Put some more 14s on, because I can tell from the top that they look a little lighter. So just gonna put more 14s on this side. And then I do offer virtual like one-on-one sessions, and it includes like the kits. If you guys need classes, mentorship sessions, or anything like that, you can go on my website and see what's available. Or just message me on Instagram, email, whatever. But yeah, so we would do a virtual live one-on-one session. And we can go over the mannequin and all like the behind the scenes if you needed any help. There you go. This is looking good. Okay, let's check it out. Okay. Don't know if you guys can see this, but that's the angle from the mirror. And the mirror is the go-to. I can just twist it like that. And you guys can see how many lashes we got on there and what it's looking like so far. I kind of stopped doing this side because I want to be able to finish one whole side at least for you guys. So everything is basically going straight up. There's a consistency in the lengths. There's a consistency in the gaps in between the lashes. So we just need to add some more on the outer corner. And yeah, they look good. All right. So if you notice your lashes are falling to the side or anything like that, you want to pick them up and make them straight. So if you have to just take them off and put another one on, do that. Because when it comes to classic lashes, when they open their eyes, you can just see right through them. So I feel like classic lashes are harder than doing volumes. But I just feel like with classics, you can see every little flaw. So it just has to go, like it has to be straight. So, but it's important to know how to do them because people are always interested in classic lashes. Like they want volume lashes too, but you'll be surprised how many people just stick to like a natural look. So it all depends on what type of clientele you have, your location, and who you promote to. But if you really enjoy just doing classic sets and you're not really all that into the volumes yet, then just promote that. You know what I mean? And you'll get clients. Because there's people that like that style. So we're going to keep going. And then we said we were going to add a few more 14s. And if you lose motivation, just read the tweezers. They say don't stop dreaming big. And that's just what we doing. So guys, I'm just about done now. They should be pretty dry because remember the glue dries instantly. And I'm going to show you guys the end result in a second. And then I'm going to just have this eye done. And I just wanted to show you how it is like going back and forth with the lashes. And obviously anything you do to one eye, you want to do to the other. But just keep on, like you just continue the process and you'll fill both of the lashes up the same way. And like I said, the inner corners are just too complicated on these mannequins, but you can put a few on there. You really won't see the bottom part. Now, if you wanted to just work on the lids by themselves, you could. Like take the lid and you could even glue it on here if you want, and then just do like all the way down from left to right. I'll probably do another video like that showing you guys how you could just use the lids and not the mannequin. But when you're working on the mannequin, don't really stress the inner corners too hard because it's just going to take you so much longer, and it's just better when you're just working on the middle parts. But when it comes to your clients, definitely don't skip out on the inner corners or the outer corners because that's going to make your set look unproportional. Let's see what this eye came out like. First, let's fan it. And you should be able to brush them. They feel so good. They're placed perfectly. If you're brushing them and you notice like lashes start falling off, it's because they didn't get placed right. So this is what we ended up with for this eye. And I think that is just so good, especially to work on a mannequin. Because you guys remember, mannequins are harder than when you're working on clients. So there it is, a classic set. We did a cat eye on this mannequin. I'm going to let you guys finish the other side, but I just wanted to show you like it's just the same process on both eyes. So here's another angle of the lashes we just did on the mannequin. So cat eyes go short to long, and that's the effect that you see on this mannequin right now. And it looks so good. Okay, y'all, so now that we're done with that eye, I'm going to show you how to take the bottom lash pads off. You want to make sure you take all the tape and all the padding off before your clients open their eyes. And this is my favorite part. And then I'm actually going to take this one off too. So remember, we're focusing more on this eye right here. Okay, so you just brush through them, and if one pops out or two, that's okay. And then there is our finished look. So let me know in the comments if this video helped you out, and let me know what other videos you want to see. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you can be a part of my community. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And be easy on yourself, because lashing is not easy. You will get there little by little. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.